What's going on, people? And we are live, blood. We must be the smuggest football fan on the planet right now, blood. Flipping hell, blood. Like, what kind of transfer window is this? This has got to go down as the best transfer window in the history of the Premier League. I don't think I've seen anything like it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the fact that when we did, I think it was 0405, or I don't know, if I don't want to get confused, but the season we signed Czech, Drogba, we signed a lot of players that window as well. That's definitely up there. But this, man, it's mad. It's impressive. And you know what it is as well, is the business that we're doing in terms of the amounts. Like Leicester demanding 80 million. You know how Leicester are. You've dealt with Maguire. You know, Mahrez, they want premium. And the fact that we got that down to 50, 45 plus add-ons or whatever it was. Again, Havertz demanding 100 million off us, you guys, Real Madrid buying whoever are interested, got it down to 71 with add-ons. Like, it's the way we're going about it. It's smart. We're not just throwing the cash. I know we've spent a lot of money, but we also got a lot of money coming in with Morata, Hazard. We're going to sell a lot of players as well. So it's actually going to balance out to a point where we don't spend too much. It might be we spent a net profit of like 30 million or something, because we will recoup a lot. You know how much our loan army is, how many deadwood we got in the team. We got a lot of players to sell now, so that's going to be the focus. And a goalkeeper. You
got players leaving on frees though. Yeah, I mean, Pedro leave on a free, Willian left on a free as well, innit? So it's going to be interesting to see where that money comes from. But even if you didn't get your money back, bro, it's money well spent, innit? Like, I don't think there's not one single player I'm looking at there and I can't see what they add in it. If you just look at the players that are going to come in, like Thiago, like, he adds experience straight away in the dressing room. Even before he plays, you've got someone there that's a winner, that's experienced. He's going to improve the players around him immediately, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's someone who knows how to win. Do you know what I mean? Because this current Chelsea team, there's not too many winners in there. You know
that's true.
So when you look at him, you bring a winner in there with Havertz, with Werner, and with Ziyech. You just bring quality, bro. Like people say, oh yeah, these guys are going to need some time to adapt, bro. They're just quality players. I don't see them guys needing very long to adapt, bro. I think out of all of them, Ziyech's probably the most slender built one, yeah. But he's so good on the ball, it don't matter.
Yeah, the thing is with Ziyech is that his game is so simplified. His game is so simple to me that I think I don't see him needing actually too much time to adapt. More say, I think if anything, it might take maybe Havertz the longest, because obviously he's joined last. He's got to obviously do his training and whatnot. Werner, you know, again, this is a player that's very versatile in terms of the way he plays up front. He can drop deep and start build up. He's got blistering pace to run in behind. He does like to drift into those left channels in between the right-sided centre back and the right back. And I think his interchange with Pulisic will be really good. The reason why I don't see these guys actually taking too long to settle in, as a lot of people say, is because, one, there's a camaraderie. There's a lot of friendships built in these signings. You know, you've got Werner and Havertz in particular are very close when they've been coming ranks. But also, it's the way that they're so versatile. If things aren't going right in a game, they could interchange between them to try and find, you know, a bit of joy in a different position. Havertz and Ziyech are extremely interchangeable. I don't think I can find too many more players who are more interchangeable than them. Ziyech is very central, very happy coming deep and starting midfield, starting moves from midfield. And Havertz is equally as happily on the wing. I think Ziyech will start from the wing, but they can easily interchange there, no problems. And it's the same with Werner and Pulisic. I see them interchanging a lot. You know, Werner's out wide a bit as well. He's played as part of a two-striker system, so he's not going to be all about him in terms of selfishness. I'm really excited about the fluidity of this attack. It's going to be mad.
Bruv, it's looking at the best front four in Europe, bruv. I'm not going to lie. Like, when I look at it on paper, I don't see anything better than that, brother, apart from maybe Bayern Munich. When you think that you got Gnabry and Sane,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Muller and Lewandowski. Apart from that, bruv, I can't name you a front four better than your front four. Bruv, it's scary, innit? Like, I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
Havertz is saying that he used to love watching Lampard. Bro, the clout that Lampard has is a joke, innit? It's just clout, blood. Like, that's why he's got clout. Like, I don't think anyone can deny that this guy has got ridiculous amount of clout.
This is the thing, is people will keep saying it's just money. Chelsea have spent money before, but you know who we bought, right? Bakayoko, Morata, Emerson, Drinkwater. You can spend money You can have sugar daddy Roman's money and still spend it wrong. Lampard is spending it right. And the reason why he's spending it right is not because he's a top-class manager. It's because he has got pull because of what he's done in the game already. This is why Chelsea have brought him in. It's not because, you know, they don't go to Derby and just pick up any manager. That doesn't happen at Chelsea. They've brought him in because he's got legacy at the club. He's got legacy in this country. He's got legacy globally. This is a man who defined English football for midfielders, along with Gerrard and Scholes. You don't get pull power like this every day. Every player around this age group has watched Lampard. You've either dreamt of being him, or you've at least watched him and felt some sort of type of way in the terms that he scores goals. He's extremely efficient. He wasn't always this guy who was world class. He came from the ground up from West Ham, got doubted, got told he should leave, and he proved himself and made his way to the top of English football. Scored in Champions League finals. Do you know what I mean? This is a guy who's got clout, and whether people like it or not, that is going to play a factor in terms of players these days. You look at Zidane, again, another man who Zidane didn't just become he wasn't just a top class manager. He was a clout. He clout machine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to go and play for Zidane, and it's the same with Frank Lampard. So whether a Lampard succeeds or not, he has already done fantastic things for Chelsea as a manager because he's been able to bring in these players. And even if he fails, which I don't think he will, to be honest, next season, I think he'll have a very good season. But even if he does fail, he's still done. The fact that he's just brought these guys in for us has done wonders for us.
Yeah, facts, bro. Like, bro, you can't underestimate the clout. Like you're saying about Zidane, yeah, when you go into a dressing room like Real Madrid, the reason why Jose lost their dressing room is because a lot of these men just didn't respect him because he ain't done nothing in the game, bro. Like, that's the reason why Sergio Ramos and them man didn't really respect, man. Do you know what I mean? And it matters to certain players, bro. Like, even when Oli came in, as much as he weren't no big player, yeah, like Rashford was like, yeah, but the manager gets us, he's played the game. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just that with certain players. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the fact that he's quite a soft touch and them man can kind of do what they want definitely helps. But the bottom line is, them man are like, you know what? He's played the game. He gets certain things that certain men that haven't played the game won't understand, innit? And the level that Lampard's played at, he finished like second in the Ballon d'Or one season. That
Ronaldinho,
yeah. You know what I mean? Not that I ever thought he was that level of a player to even be in them kind of conversation, but Lampard's got clout, bro. He's won stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only he won stuff, he scored important goals. He's got a highlight reel, blood. You know what I mean? Football's played in moments for a lot of football fans, and Lampard has a highlight reel to match the best of them, innit?
Yeah, and the thing is with Lampard is, he say what you want about managerial wise this season, he's an elite communicator. When you see this man do his press conferences, when you see that he's having these phone calls with these players, every single player is saying, look, he's one of the reasons why I've decided to join. There's not many people who can be better at speaking than Lampard when it comes to, you know, putting across a vision or putting across an idea, putting across how much he wants you at the club. Communication is a big thing, a huge thing. And he's one of the best at it. So, you know, I'm just delighted, man. And to be honest, the thing is as well is that Chelsea are clearly investing a lot of time into this. A lot of people will say Lampard will go in his second season if he doesn't do this, win this. It's not going to happen, man. Like, this is a long-term thing. They've signed up here for the long haul. You don't bring in Petr Cech. You don't bring in all of these coaching staff that they're bringing in defensively for him now this season. You don't bring in all of these people to get rid of him in your second season. It would have to be an absolute atrocious season of finishing in like 10th. And it's just not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, man, I'm just excited. Like I said, Havertz, out of all of our signings, obviously you've heard my doubts on Chilwell. Out of all of our signings, I've not got no doubts. No doubts. This guy is going straight to the top. He's too good. Too good.
He's a top player, brother. And like you said, with the Petr Cech coming in, and they said that he was instrumental in getting a few players in as well. Lampard's obviously played with him. Do you know what I mean? It looks like the foundations are there to do stuff. And if they back Lampard, as you said, his communication skills are top. Not only has he played football at the highest level, but the guy's highly educated as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't really get that from a lot of footballers, bro. Like Lampard went private school, fam. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like Lampard's. He's a proper student, innit? So it's one of them guys where, like, I can, even if there's a lot of holes in his management at the moment, I can see him improving very quickly, innit? Because he's very switched on. He's very smart. He communicates with the media very well. That's the first thing I got from Lampard when he took over at Chelsea, was the way he commanded the press conferences and the way he held his players accountable, innit? And I'm sure he'll do that in the dressing room as well. And because they respect him, I think they'll play for him, innit? Like, I think like this guy was saying, surely Chelsea have to win something. I think the pressure has to be on him. I think that even if he doesn't win anything, I think even if he doesn't win anything, I think his job's safe, innit? However, I feel like the pressure will be on him from the top, and probably also he'll put pressure on himself, innit? Because he's got nowhere to hide now.
He's a winner. He wants to win stuff. Like he didn't come. He said from the very off when he came here, he didn't come here for the sympathy for Chelsea fans to be like, oh, your playing days, we will excuse you. No, he wants to win. He's a winner. He's always been a winner. I personally expect to see a cup win of some sort. I don't care if it's the League Cup or the FA Cup. A lot of people don't put any value on those things. I don't put too much value on the League Cup if it's an aging squad who should be doing better. But if it's a young team who need to breed a winning mentality, then hell yeah, there's some value on the League Cup. You win any trophy with a young team, it only installs a winning culture. You only have to look at Tottenham not winning shit since 2008. They have no winning culture. Even Mourinho can't change that. When it comes to Lampard and Cech is instrumental as well. Speaks, I don't know how many different languages. That's huge for communication and talking to overseas players. You look at Ben Chilwell taking pictures with Ashley Cole, who's the under 15s coach, I believe. These things matter. You're looking at statistically the best goalkeeper of all time in the Premier League as your director, not director of football, but you know what I mean. He's up there in terms of dealing with the negotiations with Mourinho. You're looking at Lampard, statistically probably the greatest midfielder in the Premier League. I know it's controversial, but in terms of statistics, there's no one.
On paper, there's no one close to it.
In terms of statistics, there's no one better. And Ashley Cole, goated as left back for Premier League. So those three. You got them. They've repped your club. They've won Champions League. You bring them in the backroom staff, and you've already got clout. And like you said, they're gonna want to play for him. If you don't want to play for Lampard and you're playing for Chelsea Football Club, it doesn't really add up. Don't make no sense. You shouldn't be here. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I'm just buzzing. I'm really happy, man, because this
is very exciting times, bro, for you lot, not for us, innit, but exciting times. This guy's Jamal Lewis. Yeah, I'm hearing Jamal Lewis to Newcastle. That would be amazing. I hope he gets his move anyway, man. You know what I mean? I'm going to shout him anyway after this because I nearly forgot. I read it on Twitter as well. And, I nearly forgot. So, I'm going to shout him after this, man. Big him up, man, because that's a big move still.
Is that confirmed, is it, yeah?
They said that they've had a bid accepted, so...
Do you know what? I am surprised that he's going there because, to be honest, I think he could do better than that. And I'm not... No disrespect to Newcastle, but they don't seem to be the most ambitious right now with their current owner. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised, and a lot of Newcastle fans have said this, they're kind of clinging on to not getting relegated. They're just trying to hold out. And I think Jamal Lewis, I think he can kick on a bit, go to a top 10 team. Do you know what I mean? So I'm surprised. That's a coup for Newcastle. Very big coup. But I'm surprised bigger teams haven't come in.
Yeah, but I think that going to Newcastle is the perfect kind of situation because he can move on again. You know, there, which is good because for me, like the Liverpool to go and play backup when he should be starting in the Prem. True. I think that him going somewhere where he's starting week in, week out is a great move for him. Period. Yeah. You know them ones there. So like, first of all, and also if he does this, like if he does decide he wants to move on in a few years, bro, Newcastle can't demand that much money. It's Newcastle. They're not one of them people that can do what Leicester did and say, all right, 50 million. They can't do that. It's Newcastle. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the most amount of money they've sold a player for is, but it can't be that much.
No, it's not. No.
So I think that it's a good move for him career-wise in terms of he's a kid, man. You know what, 21 or something, and he's going to be playing week in, week out at one of the biggest stadiums in the country. Do you know what I'm saying? One of the biggest stadiums in the country. Newcastle, I think they've got like the 6th biggest stadium in the United Kingdom, bro. Like, it's a proper club.
Yeah.
So even though it's run by a bunch of donuts, like, it's a good move, isn't it? It's a good move, and there's rumors of them looking at Callum Wilson and a few other people. So I think Newcastle are going to do business, and I think they should have a better season next season than
I hope so.
Season just passed.
Because Leeds are back in town. Do you know what I mean? There's real history starting to come back to the Prem in terms of the clubs that are coming up, and Newcastle as well. They just should be doing a lot better than they're doing for the amount of fans that they have. Do you know what I mean? They've got probably more supporters than Man City. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. They do for sure.
I mean, they're clear. So it's like you just want to see fans who, I mean, ride out for their clubs. You want to see them doing at least semi-decently. Do you know what I mean? Because they love that club, man. That club is that whole city. So yeah, I just want them to do decent. I don't ask for them to be challenging for shit, but at least be looking better than they are, man. Top 10 at least be aiming for that.
Yeah, straight. What's Havertz's best position? He's asking. What do you think it is?
For me, it will be drifting in that right centre mid position in a 3. a lot of people will say defensively, then he's going to have to obviously get back, and he will, of course. But that's the same with any player for Frank Lampard. He's going to ask for work rate. A player that trained religiously is not going to allow you to stroll about like Mesut Ozil in any game. So that's not going to happen regardless. But the reason why I say that is because he likes those pockets that De Bruyne takes up in that right channel to whip in crosses. Now, he won't be looking to whip in crosses as much because he's left-footed, but that is the kind of area you'll see him drifting in. And that's why I say Ziyech, you'll see a lot of interchange because Ziyech also likes to drift in that area, likes to come central. Ziyech is not a player to hug the touchline. Ziyech is not a player to stay rigid in one position. He will drift. He will come central. So you'll see a lot of interchange between Havertz and Ziyech on that right-hand side in the midfield and the wing. And Havertz is very comfortable in the wing. I think he's actually played most of his games out wide in terms of his career. I'm not too sure, but he's got a great output from there in goals and assists. He's got a great output in the central areas as well. He can play the number 10, but the reason why I don't want to see him play the number 10 is, first of all, I want to see 4-3-3. I think it's the easiest formation to build up play. And second of all, I also don't want him to be the only focus in that area, because I feel like, again, Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, they can drift into that left channel, and it just creates a little bit more fluidity as well. I don't want him to be the main piece in the number 10 role. But it will probably happen at some point, because I think Kovacic and Kante will play a double pivot, add a bit of protection to a very messy defense. So wherever he plays, man, he's going to be brilliant for me. He can play false nine, as we saw post-lockdown. He played a lot up front for Leverkusen. Yeah. That's another position with Werner. You know, if you can strike a two-man partnership when you need a goal late on in games, don't be surprised to see that. You won't have to make a substitution as well, so that's another plus when you come to versatility. So yeah, he plays about 4 or 5 positions, but I'd say right centered mid in a 3 would be where I'd want him.
So not the 10. That's surprising. That'd be interesting. The thing is, for me, I think Ziyech is more of the 10 out of the 2 of them. That's the mad one. Do you know what I mean? But again, the fluidity and the way they can interchange is worrying, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the thing. Like on the break, them guys can do whatever. You can find Ziyech centrally.
Yeah. And then the reason why I want to see Havertz play right-sided 3 is because with Kante at DM, our build-up has been very inconsistent. And especially in first halves of games post-lockdown. Defensively, we've been a lot better when Kante plays DM. Of course, he's great at tackling, intercepting, chasing runners and whatnot. But when it comes to build-up play, which is a team that play with so much possession, I think maybe the third most amount of possession in the Premier League last season, or at least top 3, we need to be good on the ball, of course. Do you know what I mean? And I need Havertz and Ziyech. They're going to have to drop a bit deep. Unless we replace Kante with like a Declan Rice or whatever, we're going to need those creators to drop a bit deep and start build up, at least sometimes. I think Ziyech will do it a lot, and I think you'll see Havertz further forward and Ziyech dropping deeper to pick up those start those build ups, and also do that cross field ball that he done so often for Ajax when he found Quimsy Promise against Chelsea at the back post. He's going to do that a lot, those cross field balls over to Pulisic and Werner at back posts, and I think you'll see Havertz move a lot more forward and try and play that false 9 role, that second striker role, but he'll still be in that right-hand channel that I spoke about earlier. And like I said, because of Kante's build-up, we're going to need Ziyech dropping deep. We're going to need Havertz sometimes dropping deep, especially if we're not playing Kovacic as well. So, you know, because Chilwell, another issue I have with him is his turnovers. His ball retention is not great. He does give it away quite a lot statistically in the Premier League. So again, our build-up going wide is not great. Reece James can be a bit sluggish. He needs to be sharper a bit at times on the ball. In possession. So I don't trust us going wide. I think you've got Thiago Silva, you've got Ziyech and Havertz, maybe Kovacic. I think centrally, again, you'll see Chelsea's build-up mainly come through there. So that's why I don't want Havertz too focused on the number 10. I like the fact that there's fluidity. Keep it like that.
So you said that double pivot of Kante and Kovacic, maybe.
Yeah. Sometimes.
I guess Kovacic is a must, innit? Like, the thing is, I guess Jorginho's gone, innit? Like, what's the deal with him?
Exactly.
Anyway?
Yeah.
What's the deal with him?
It's going to be huge because with Jorginho gone, our build-up's going to be a little bit messy. You know, Jorginho really is underappreciated and undervalued.
He's the guy that breaks the lines, innit? I'm thinking, when I look at that midfield, I'm like, who's breaking the lines for you? Like, Kovacic is good at carrying the ball.
Yeah.
But he's not really someone that's going to break the lines. Yeah,
and that's why Chelsea, I think, are so interested in Declan Rice, because if you look at Kante and Kovacic, you're not going to break the lines with the passing. If you're going to play 2 AMs where you play Havertz, Mount, Loftus-Cheek in those half spaces, the same way Man City do with Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne, you need a centre-back or defensive midfield, someone who can zip the ball through the lines. You need someone. Christensen can do it to some degree for Chelsea, but I don't like him defensively at the moment. He's very inconsistent. Thiago Silva can certainly do it. The DM situation, for me, Ethan Ampadu is someone I've been talking about heavily. I think he was man of the match for Wales in midweek again. I'm speaking about Ethan Ampadu so much because if we don't get Declan Rice, I do want to see Ampadu more. Not as a starter, but I think the way he is on the ball, his range of passing, I've seen it against Leipzig, against Tottenham as well when he played centre-back. He is a underrated product that we have in our team. So I want to see him more often. And like I said, if we can't get those balls into those players in those half spaces, then we have to have some of them drop deep. So, you know, I think Kovacic will play a lot, but we know Frank Lampard loves Mason Mount. Mason Mount's been working Frank for 2 years now at Derby and now at Chelsea. He loves his intensity. He's obviously trying to incorporate a high-intensity pressing system. So Mount's going to be a part of that. So that's why, as much as I love Kovacic, I know he's not going to play every single game. So that's
what do you think he's going to play Mount centrally with?
I think I think Mount played second striker a lot at the start of the season. That's he was doing a job. He played wide. He played second striker. He played 10. For me, Mount's best position is in the 8, a bit deeper, where he played for Derby and Vitesse. And he's not so focused on having to score goals, but he's better at just connecting the play up. And I think he'll play. Like I said, I think we'll play a midfield 3. I think it will be Mount, Havertz, Kante. And like I said, my issue with Kante on the ball remains, but we'll get through that. I do think we'll play the pivot. Like, you know, Lampard is very versatile. He's not going to be playing the same formation all season, but he's trying to play a 3. If you look at the way Lampard played in his playing days, he played in a 3. He played with Makelele or Mikel Holding. He played with Ballack or Essien alongside him, and he played in a midfield 3. So for me, as a manager that hasn't got a lot of experience in the game, you haven't had time to implement your own philosophy like a Sarri or a Conte or a Pep or a Belisa. So you need to have your own, rely on your playing days somewhat. And you've played in a 3, so I would expect you to implement a 3 because that is what you're most used to playing in tactically. So I think that's what long-term he'll try and do for sure, yeah.
Yeah, boy, you've got the options, innit? Like at the end of the day, that's one thing you do have. You've got like a wealth of options in there. Do you feel like your transfer business is done now?
Absolutely not. No. We have to get a goalkeeper. We have to get a goalkeeper. I've said it so many times. We have statistically the worst goalkeeper of all time with plus 1,000 minutes played. It's no joke to me, bro. It's no joke to me that this brother must leave. He must. And if he's not leaving, then he must be backup. He cannot start for this team. He doesn't start for this team. Whether he can prove himself or whatever he wants to do in cup matches in the Carabao Cup, but he's not starting for this team. He cannot be starting for this team when the Premier League is kicking off. We have to get a goalkeeper. And I'm at this point where obviously I do care of the quality, but if you can't get the best of the best, then get a stopgap. You have to get a goalkeeper who's at least average. This team cannot be crippled anymore by a goalkeeper who stands still for 30% of the shots coming his way. I cannot deal with it. I won't deal with it. So that is the only other demand that needs to come. Declan Rice is icing on the cake. I think we can get through without him. I don't think, it's necessary in terms of we have to splash on him right now. I think there's actually other DMs that are just as talented. Same with Chilwell. But again, the camaraderie, the leadership, knowing the club, Rare, he's been at the youth days. That's something that we're trying to obviously build. And it's valuable to have camaraderie in the team. So I understand why they're going for Declan Rice over the other options. But we need a goalkeeper. That is absolutely 100% the only other deal we have to get done. I don't care who it is at this point, but you have to get someone who can catch the ball from crosses and who can make saves. Simple.
Yeah. Sounds so easy, innit? Man just said catch the ball from crosses and make saves.
Yeah.
But your keeper's been having an absolute mare. So I don't know. I've seen you man a bag of names, but I'm pretty sure you'll get someone.
Yeah. No, we have to get someone. I think nobody at the club, from what I know, is impressed with Kepa. They're not impressed with, first of all, his ability in terms of, saving shots, in terms of his saving technique, which I spoke about very briefly, the fact that he saves and dives backwards for shots, the fact that he can't claim crosses, his distribution has dropped off as well. But they're also not impressed with his mentality. This is a guy who refused to come off the pitch against Man City in our season against Sarri, thought he was the big dog. He's got complacent with the one shirt because he's had no competition bar 40-year-old Caballero. And the situation is that he doesn't have the mentality to be here. You look at the way we've had Petr Cech, top mentality, leadership, speaking, demanding, commanding. And when you're trying to defend set pieces, Petr Cech would, and even Courtois would claim those crosses. They'd say, listen, you man need to move out of the way because I'm coming to get this. The complete opposite with Kepa. When the ball came in against Liverpool, when we lost to them, we got smacked up at Anfield late on in the season. There was a cross that came in, and I swear to you, this ball came right in front of him, whipped across the 6-yard box, and he just stood there. And he didn't want to come and get it. The defender around and shouting to him like, why are you not coming collecting that? That's literally right in your 6-yard box. Why are you not coming to get that? Why are you allowing that to be crossed across our box? Why is that coming across our box and just flashing across and someone nearly got at the back post? Why are you not coming to collect that? He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want to come out and get it. He doesn't want to take ownership. He doesn't want to take charge. For me, he's just he got bought for a big price tag. He thought he was the guy, number one at Chelsea, and he had a decent first season, saved a penalty with his knee, and he thought he was the big shit. And he's not. He's not the big. He's not the big shit at all. So for me, I'm sick of him from all aspects. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to see too much more of him. I'm not saying he's a problem in the dressing room, but mentally, he's not the guy. He's not the guy, and he doesn't have the ability either. He's never shown that he's at this level at any season that he's played. Not in Bilbao, not at Chelsea. He's never had the track record of playing well. All people have really is that he plays for Spain, and that's really just from De Gea's drop off. That should never be. If De Gea wasn't smoking crack, this brother would never be near. De Gea just needs to fix up so I can drop. I don't need this agenda to carry on about Kepa number one for Spain. I need De Gea to step up because it's just he shouldn't be number one for Spain. So look, the quicker we get a goalkeeper, the better, man. There's absolutely no in this kid again.
I hear you. I think he'll end up going back to Spain. I think it'll be best for both parties. Do you know what I mean? I think he'll go back to Spain where, like, he understands, he gets the game. Do you know what I mean? And it's more demanding on him coming out for crosses and being the commanding goalkeeper. He clearly isn't. Do you know what I mean? And Chelsea will get someone in. That's bloody hilarious. We got a super chat here from Chief Sosa saying Ricky just said on Twitter Wan-Bissaka wasn't good enough. Bruv, to be fair, Ricky has never really. Yeah, he's never really been a massive fan of Wan-Bissaka like Ricky. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them ones where, probably it's his opinion, innit? It's one of them ones where I think that he's a brilliant right back. But again, it comes down to what you like, innit? In football, Wan-Bissaka's not my kind of right back. He's not. He is and he's not, innit? It's one of them ones where he's a brilliant defender. I like my right backs to be defenders first. So I appreciate that. But at the same time, yeah, he's not good on the ball, bruv. And I like all my players to be good on the ball. Everyone. Do you know what I mean? The goalkeeper's the only player, yeah, that's allowed to be kind of shaky on the ball. And even then, he needs to be competent. So Wan-Bissaka, for me, for a Premier League footballer, like, he on the ball, he's not good enough. Like, on the ball, he's not Premier League level. He's not, bruv. Like, I think everyone can see that. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you press him, you can get change out of him, innit? And he's a player that I like a lot. He's a player that I think was one of our best players last season. But I think the reason why he was one of our best players is because we play on the back foot. Yeah. When you play for a team on the front foot, yeah, his ability on the ball is definitely going to be highlighted more if United were playing for a positive manager that played on the front foot. Like, if we had a Pochettino, do you know what I mean? We're getting linked with Regulion, yeah. If we get him, yeah, and bruv, Poch would play him and Dallo probably. Like, Wan-Bissaka ain't a Pochettino right back. Pochettino likes his right backs to play very high up the pitch and put crosses in, like what we used to see from
Walker and Ben Davies and Danny Rose.
What's the other guy? The English
Trippier as well.
Trippier getting up high. You know them ones there. Like, that's what he wants from them. Wan-Bissaka is never going to give you that. So if Ricky says he's not good enough, I think he means it from an attacking standpoint, as in on the ball and what he offers us going forward. But I don't think you can point the finger at Wan-Bissaka when you've got Luke Shaw, yeah, that's been in the league for 6 years and ain't done jack shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think you can't be highlighting the deficiencies of Wan-Bissaka, who's clearly improving as a player, and he's improved since we've signed him. Luke Shaw hasn't improved for 6 years.
This is the thing about coaching though with Poch is Poch has the ability to improve players. So I wouldn't be surprised if Wan-Bissaka improves to a competent level in terms of what Poch wants from an attacking fullback in comparison to a Luke Shaw, who really, since he had that leg break, he hasn't looked the same. And to be honest, if there's any player that you need to fix in that defense is left back first. You get Reguilon, you balance out Wan-Bissaka really nicely. You've got a defensive right back and an attacking left back. You've got a nice balance there. And if you can shift you know what I've always thought is maybe if you can shift to a back three as well at times, and do you know what I mean? And then you kind of move Wan-Bissaka a little bit out of the way for the width. You can do things. I think there's ways of covering up Wan-Bissaka's deficiencies enough to keep him in the team. But you're definitely right. In terms of a possession-based team, he's going to have to improve. His best stats came from Palace when he was on the back foot all the time. Do you know what I mean? So there's no surprise that
he's a back foot right back. And that's why if you want to play front foot football, like I personally do, yeah, and all my teams want all my teams to play on the front foot. I don't sign a right back like that. I don't. Do you know what I mean? That's my opinion. But the facts are he's here. He's one of the best right backs in the league, undisputed. You know what I mean? And it's like he's improving. I've clearly seen improvements in his game, bro. Like he wasn't taking on players at Palace like that and putting in crosses, bro. He's got what 5 or 6 assists this season. Luke Shaw's got none. Let's focus on that. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them things where if Wan-Bissaka's not good enough here, then what the hell is Luke Shaw? What is
exactly?
Do you know what I mean?
Wan-Bissaka's still young. He can still improve. He can still improve. So
Wan-Bissaka's in his early 20s. Like when you actually think about that, he's not someone that we need to be speaking on when we've got men that have been in the league for 7 years, bro.
Facts.
You know, like that. And now we're saying, Rant, so you buzzing, we're signing a left back. I told you guys United were in for a left back. Man think that I've got an agenda against Luke Shaw, but the reality is, United are looking at a left back because they know he's not good enough for one, and 2, he's injury prone. So it's one of the ones. Just because he's our best left back, that don't mean he's good.
I didn't think this was
trash.
Yeah, I didn't even, from a rival perspective, I didn't even think this was a debate when it comes to Luke Shaw. Like, if you're looking at a back four at the top of the Premier League, I don't know what Man United fans are trying to strive for. If you're trying to get back to the top of European football, surely you don't rate Luke Shaw as your starting left back. I think that was a debate. No?
Well, a lot of these men
I'm being honest, do you know what I mean? Like, he's fallen off from the guy that was at Southampton when he was 17 and was lighting up the Premier League in his first season. Chelsea were interested in. Everyone was going crazy. He hasn't kicked on. I know he's had injuries, but again, you have to be ruthless at the top level. You can't be saying, if Shaw strings together a couple seasons. I mean, we're in a pandemic, we don't have time for that. Anything can happen, G. You man talking about how long are you gonna wait for Luke Shaw? Come on now. No. Sorry.
This is it. And they're saying, who's better? Bro, like we seen who's better. we actually played against this guy and he was peppering us. He's a bad boy left back.
Don't give it up. Don't give it up. I'm not that comment there's pissed me off.
Like, bro, like he's a proper left back, bro, that gets forward.
You might need to rate on.
Offers something, bro. Like honestly, Luke Shaw's not levels, bro.
Reguilon was one of the best left backs in La Liga last season, man. Come on, put some respect on his name.
But this is what I'm saying, and the funny thing about this whole situation, for me, is that when I say it, people want to cuss me out, bruv. Like, it is. I say it early, Everyone's like this and now. Why are United looking for a left back if Luke Shaw's good enough? Why are they looking at one? Why? Tell me that. Because man said it was an agenda. So what, does Oli have an agenda as well? Because clearly Oli don't think he's good enough. Southgate don't think he's good enough. Southgate doesn't even pick him.
Yeah, where is he? If he's so good, why is he not in England setup? There's not
bro, he's not in the setup, bro. Like, he's not even in the setup. So if he's so good, why is he not even? He can't even make England squad, bro. Like he's barely the third choice left back at England, bro. Third choice.
I'm personally, as a Chelsea fan, I am shocked. This is a debate in your fan base for Luke Shaw. I'm shocked. I'm on
8 assists in 6 years,
And you look at the likes of Andrew Robinson, Kieran Tierney, if he can keep fit,
Luka Digne as well.
Yeah, and you're trying to talk about Luke Shaw. Oh, come on now. It's the modern game, man, at left back. That's a huge role in the team now. So, you look at how much Pep has spent on his fullbacks. You know how important fullbacks are in the modern game. You can't be serious about Luke Shaw being your starting left back. You can't.
This is it.
There's no way.
This is what I'm saying. And Wan-Bissaka's only 22 years of age.
There's no way, fam.
So it's one of them ones where if he's 22, I'd at least, I know after the end of next season, he would have improved massively again, bro. Like he is improving.
Yeah, no, I rate Wan-Bissaka. Obviously, in terms of potential, I put Reece James higher because I just think he's more complete in terms of on the ball, what he can do with his crossing and whatnot. But Wan-Bissaka's, better defensively. And I think Wan-Bissaka, he reminds me a bit of Azpilicueta, even though Azpilicueta is obviously a little bit different. He's not as quick as whatnot, but defensively, he's 2 reliable fullbacks defensively. And Azpilicueta coped, not just coped, he excelled in our Chelsea team. And he's not amazing on the ball. He's not great going forward. But again, he won titles here. He's done a great job, and he's still doing a great job. He's probably our best fullback last season. So I think Man United fans, when it comes to Wan-Bissaka, just, do you know what I mean? Be careful what you wish for, because getting a right back, first of all, that's that good defensively. You can work on the attacking stuff. You can work on the crossing. You can work on, you know what I mean? You can work on the ball retention. You can also cover up deficiencies. But someone who's just that good at defending, when you come to the big stage on the Champions League, you're gonna really respect how good he is at defending. Do you know what I mean? When you come in the Champions League, you got to play against Bayern Munich. You got to come against Gnabry. You're gonna really respect Wan-Bissaka a lot more. Trust.
There you go. Man saying that Shaw's better than Wan-Bissaka going forward, but Shaw has no assists this season, and Wan-Bissaka has what, 6? make it make sense, bro. Man's 25. He's 25 and he's done nothing in football, you know. A man is still sticking up for him. He reminds me of the myth that was Jack Wilshere, except Jack Wilshere was actually a top footballer. Jack Wilshere was actually good, though. There was once upon a time where Jack Wilshere was the most promising player in English football. Shaw was never that. Like, he was never that.
People have a really hard time of letting go of young players, especially young English players who had extremely good potential. You know what I mean? Probably 88 rating potential on FIFA, but unfortunately, life has not gone that way for them. Injuries have occurred, and it's time to let go. Do you know what I mean? If Arsenal fans didn't let go of Wilshere, then what would have happened? They'd still be chilling with him in midfield, you know, every single, you know, in the medical room. Same with Luke Shaw. He had potential, but it's time to let go. He's not going to fulfill it. Same with Loftus-Cheek at Chelsea. If Chelsea fans, do you know what I mean? If Loftus-Cheek doesn't stop having injuries for the next season, again, you're going to have to also come home with the truths and say, listen, you've been injured again for 5 months this season. And once again, you haven't played enough minutes for us to back you up, for us to say, right, we know you're talented, but you're not playing enough minutes. There is no room for injury-prone players in your squad. There isn't no room. Like, it doesn't make no sense. Why do you have a player who can't string together 5 games? It doesn't make no sense.
That's on like 180, 190 a week as well. The guy's not on peanuts, bro.
No, he's not on peanuts. He's not going to fulfill his potential. You can get better players at that position, so you do. You just go and get it. You can't tell me you can't improve on Luke Shaw, Man United fans. You can't tell me.
The fact, that Brandon Williams was starting ahead of Luke Shaw, a fit Luke Shaw, tells you all you need to know about Luke Shaw, innit? It tells you all you need to know, because Brandon Williams ain't good. But he's just a try-hard, innit? He works hard and he kisses the badge and that, and he's a local guy, so they think he's good. Personally, I think he's rubbish. Like, I've seen so much from him, He just looks like a passionista to me, blood. That's what
when you compare him to what he's up against in terms of age group, Saka, Trent, Reece James,
bro,
it's not really.
He's nowhere near them guys. He's nowhere near them guys. If we're honest, innit? But again, as a United fan, if you actually watch football, and you're not just overly tribal and chatting shit, man say you're negative. But the facts are, Brandon Williams ain't a good footballer, mate.
Jamal Lewis, another one.
Jamal's clear of him.
Gotta be real.
Do you know what I mean? Like that, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's man, he wouldn't even get into the Norwich team, but man think he's good enough for Man United.
It's true.
Like, bro, if you wouldn't start for a team that got relegated, you're not Man United quality. I don't care. Man can talk about age and all that, but bruv, don't play him then. Buy a left back.
And the thing, what people need to understand is not everybody that comes up through the youth is good enough. Like, there are certain players that are not good enough. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that. Not everybody that comes through your youth team is going to be able to improve to the level of what you need at your club. We're not talking about a Mickey Mouse team here. We're talking about Manchester United. We're talking about a team that had the likes of Carlos Tevez, Berbatov, Ronaldo, Rooney. Come on now. At some point, you need to be able to just be looking at the player and say, right, you're not good enough. Do you know what I mean? Again, if you didn't have Luke Shaw in your squad and you had a proper left back who was actually Man United level, you wouldn't be seeing Williams like you did. So there's plenty of players that are in the youth system that aren't good enough and they get released or they get loaned out to Shrewsbury and whatnot. It's not every player in your youth system is good enough to play for your club. It's the harsh facts.
Facts, bro. And this is what it is. And even man said Saka's a better left back than Shaw. He's not even a left back, bro. You know when you deep that?
Yeah, facts.
Bro, some idiot thing, bro. Like, come on. That man's not even a left back. And he's just
Saka's so good, man. Saka is so good.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's an idiot, bro. Like, Luke Shaw's not good, bro. Like, he's not.
Look how many assists. Look how many assists Saka got this season for Arsenal. Look how many assists he got. Brothers played left wing, left back, right wing, centre mid, whatever. That is a footballer. That's the level, bro. That is the level. And how many years younger is he than Luke Shaw? Come on now, let's not talk about this anymore.
Well, there you go, innit? So but that's what I mean. So when I look at that, yeah, a left back is needed, bro. We need a left back. We need a right winger. We need a centre back. We need a defensive midfielder. If we want to seriously talk about challenging something. You know what I mean? Now, honestly, if we want to challenge, then yeah, we need to do that, bro. Do you know what I mean? You man smash the like. You man smash the like, bro. How there's over 1,000 people in here, bro. We only got 300 likes, bro. You lot pick it up, man.
Regulon would be a great signing for you because, like we said, had a lot of issues at left back, but he had Walker going forward, and he Delph, do you know what I mean, to balance it out. You guys having issues maybe with Wan-Bissaka going forward, you get Regulon and your situation is sorted. He's going to be cheap enough because Real Madrid are looking to sell because they need money and they've already got left backs in Mendy already there. His agent, Regulon's agent, is offering him out to everyone. He offered him out to Napoli, offered him out to us, but we wanted Chilwell, offering him out to you. He's available. The deal can be of days. The same way you signed Van der Beek so quickly, you could do the same with Regulon. I swear to God, if you man was serious, you could get him wrapped up in like 2 days. He's that out there. He's literally offered. He's ready to leave. Do you know what I mean? So if you just get that deal sorted, then you're going to be much better for it. He's a very promising player. Very promising player.
Don't know. Do you know what I mean? And someone's saying this, bro. You lot keep it respectful, man. Like what is he saying? Because for me, yeah, I don't think, bruv, like what some of you fans need to understand, yeah, like people's opinions are people's opinions, bro. You know them ones. As long as someone's got like an articulate way of backing up their opinion, I'm more than willing to listen to it. Do you know what I mean? There's certain men out here that are giving opinions, yeah, that don't know nothing about football, and they're just saying it just to wind people up, bro. Do you know what I mean? Ricky's not one of them guys, bro. Like honestly, in this YouTube space, there's a lot of people that just like the attention, so they chat shit in it. There's a lot of them. Don't get it twisted. There's a lot of them. But Ricky actually articulates himself in a way, yeah, that like he watches the game, he understands the game in it. So if he has an opinion, at least get the full reason behind why he thinks that. A lot of people, I wouldn't even give them a chance to explain themselves because I know they don't know shit about football. But he's not one of them. You know what I mean? So honestly, if he's saying, yeah, that Navas is, well, he said Navas is better than Wan-Bissaka, but going forward, he is though. Way better.
And the thing is as well, you don't know, you have to really find out what he wants to watch from his team. Certain people want different systems, they want different formations, so they think of their players suited to that system. They're trying to put their players into what they want to see, not the other way around. Do you know what I mean? So you have to like that as well. If you're looking to play a back three, or do you know what I mean? If your favorite formation is a back three and your favorite style of football is this way, that way, then you're gonna always judge your players on that principles in your head that you think is the best way to play football. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Wan-Bissaka is a throwback right back, innit? He's a right back in the mold of like a Gary Neville or something, but he's more athletic. And you know what I mean? He's more athletic, but he's not like, he's not amazing. He's not amazing going forward. But again, when you buy him, you already know this. Do you know what I mean? I don't blame Wan-Bissaka. I blame the manager. If the manager wanted to play out from the back, play possession football, build up from the back, you don't sign a player like Wan-Bissaka. He doesn't fit the profile. But again, what profile were the team looking at when they bought him? They weren't. They were like, oh, he's the best young right back in the league. We'll buy him. There was no consideration of style of play, of anything. That's down to the club. Our recruitment shambolic, guys. It's shambolic, man. Do you know what I mean? Wan-Bissaka is a brilliant footballer. However, if we want to play out from the back, which we have been doing to our detriment, because I would love to see a stat of how many times we turn over the ball in our own half. We're trying to play out from the back because we do it a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? We do it a lot. And the reason why we do it is because our back four are not good on the ball. Contrary to what you man think, Harry Maguire is not good on the ball. He's slow on the ball. He's very slow on the ball. He takes way too many touches.
Too many touches, yeah.
Slow on the ball. Being good on the ball as a centre half doesn't mean take loads of touches.
Yeah.
You've got a picture in your head and you distribute the ball very quickly. Yeah. That's what it means, bruv. And you can step out with the ball when you need to. That's what good on the ball is.
What people forget as well when you're playing centre back is the speed at which you pass the ball is very important, because you need to be able to put it like this. You're coming up against, pretend you're playing against someone else, right? Opposite to them. You need to be able to shift you need to be able to change their shape. They're in a structure and you're trying to break that. If you pass the ball slowly and you take too many touches and you take your time, because you want to seem, or you want to appear to be amazing on the ball, super confident on the ball. This is something Pep tried to take out of John Stones' game. If you want to appear to take too long on the ball, take too many touches, you want to be too nonchalant about it, you need to be able to actually zip the ball quickly, because you're never going to be able to move or break anybody's shape or defensive structure if you continue to move the ball around slowly, or you continue to take too many touches. This is what centre backs they need to continue to try and do, is to move the ball quickly. That's the thing. That's the centre I love the most. The ones that, you can pass it through the lines, but even if you're just going to pass it sideways with a pace about it, because the more you move the defense around and the more you continue to pass, you see these goals. Even Arsenal have scored, recently against Man City, and I can't remember the other game, but where
they were zipping it out from the back.
Exactly. When they built it out from the back, right, and they did it, but they did it with a pace about it.
Yeah,
that you break structure. Whether it's a low block or someone pressing, you break structure. At some point, someone in that structure is going to fuck up. And that's when, bang, into the lines you go. And that's where you go from there. But if you're going to pass it slowly, think about it as a defender. The ball's just getting passed around you slowly. You're not gonna lose any markers. You're not going to move out of your position. You're just going to chill. So if you don't have that zip in your play, that's why people are always saying pass the ball with pace. They say it at every level of the game. Because if you don't move any structure, you don't break anything. You end up getting frustrated. So, you have
to zip it out from the back. United's speed of play has been an issue since Jose Mourinho. It hasn't improved. The speed of play is terrible. And this is the reason, what man don't understand is, you see when you don't have a footballing structure, because you need an attacking structure and you need a defensive structure. When you attack, it's not just freestyle. Even when you look at Atletico Madrid, as much as people say they park the bus, you see when they break with intent and purpose and pace. Their build-up is not pedestrian, bro. They build up very quickly. Sometimes it was free passes and then the ball's into Griezmann's feet.
Yeah.
They attack very quickly.
Same with Real Madrid, actually.
Exactly. Manchester United build up slow. The ball comes out. Harry Maguire picks it up, left centre back, dribbles across his own box, passes it to flipping Lindelof. Lindelof plays it to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka plays it back to Lindelof. Then Pogba comes deep, gets it, gives it to Matic. Matic does a 3-point turn and then passes it sideways. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is our build-up. This is our build-up. And we have pace up front.
Man.
We build up that slow. Do you know what I mean? And then these men are saying that these men are blaming certain players. Pogba gets his foot on the ball. There's nothing in front of him. Has to go sideways, has to go backwards. And because Fred always likes playing forward, a lot of the time he gives the ball away because he refuses to pass it sideways because he can't be bothered. That's not football.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And this is United's build-up. So when man are talking about United, pedestrian football, bro. Pedestrian.
Do you know what? You guys could be one of the most frightening, in theory, say you get Sancho. You could be one of the most frightening counter-attacking sides, and that, again, would suit Wan-Bissaka's game as well. Counter-attacking teams in the league, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? I know it's not what most fans want to see in terms of counter-attacking, but in terms of doing it well, you guys could be unbelievable at it. Greenwood, Sancho, Rashford, Martial up front, Pogba's vision, and then just get yourself a backline and a structure that know how to play out from the back and do it quickly when you win the ball back, and the counter-attacks would be disgusting. It would be nuts. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember Real Madrid, they used to be a bit of a counter-attacking team themselves, Real Madrid, when they had Ronaldo. Who else did they have up front? Obviously, Benzema. Bale, do you know what I mean? They've had so many quick players. When they get the ball, they just used to go. Dust. It would be nuts. I remember when they smashed up Bayern Munich 5-1, I believe, at Allianz Arena. They didn't play this possession. Fam, they just punished. When they went on the break, it was nothing but punishment. That's all they got, Bayern Munich. Just pure punishment. So, do you know what I mean? There's ways of being effective on the counter that is entertaining to watch, but you have to have good build-up and you get it, or you have to have the knowledge that you need to get rid of the ball quickly and do it with a purpose and a pace, but also the accuracy to make the pass. That's the problem sometimes with build-up. And the same with my club as well. Their build-up sometimes can be atrocious because they're just too slow with it. They don't understand that just because you have time on the ball doesn't mean you should take your time on the ball. If you understand what I'm saying, do you know what I mean?
But this is the problem. The reason why people build up slowly, is because they don't have a game plan. They don't have one. Because when you know where your man's gonna be, you don't need to look. Liverpool don't need to look. They know that Salah's going to be hugging the touchline on one side. Mane's going to be hugging the touchline on the other side. They know that Firmino's going to come into the pocket. They know it. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes Van Dijk goes straight up to Firmino because he just knows.
Yeah.
He knows. Like when you've got a picture, when you've got a shape, you do not need to play through from the back to front all the time. You don't. It's always a sign to me that the team don't know what they're doing when they're passing sideways and they haven't left their half and they've made 11 passes.
Yeah.
That tells me that someone's not doing their job because that means either the strikers aren't making good enough runs to make themselves free. No one's showing for it. Nobody wants it, bro. There's no game plan. And that is United in a nutshell. There's absolutely no game plan. So because of that, players take too long on the ball, get caught on the ball. Do you know what I mean? And then players are getting blamed for taking too many touches. But the reality is there's no plan.
Yeah. It's true.
You know what I'm saying? This guy's saying, who do you want to see at right back?
So obviously Thiago Silva's obviously come up in there as well. I put up a very controversial opinion on Twitter, and to be honest, when I put it out, I fucked with the opinion, obviously, otherwise I would not have said it. But I also knew that the backlash and the opposite opinion and the opposite argument to my statement was very good, and that I could easily be changed. Like my mind could change if people came with good rebuttals, which they did. And my thing was that I actually wanted Thiago Silva to be captain. Now a lot of Chelsea fans were like, nah, keep Aspie captain and have Thiago as vice, and that's fair enough because you don't need the armband to have leadership. But I have underwhelmed somewhat with Aspie as captain in terms of on the pitch. Off the pitch, I know he collects the fines. I know he's very consistent in training. He's a very consistent performer on the pitch. He's a much more lead by example type of captain. But I'm old fashioned when it comes to captain. I want my captain to be not just the lead by example, but also the organizer, the one that pulls others into their position, the others that tells others what to do. And we've seen instances, very small instances with Aspie as captain, especially with that Kepa crap last year in the cup final where he refused to come off. John Terry doesn't allow that. Even Gary Cahill doesn't allow that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they don't allow it. He comes off the pitch. That's where I feel I want my captain stepping up in those times. So that's been my only slight issue with Aspie as captain. But listen, I love Aspie and respect him. So if they for the sheer fact of keeping the squad dynamics and not having a big change and a big thing, then cool, keep him as captain. I do expect his minutes to drop off Aspie. So yeah, I want Thiago Silva as vice captain, period. Like if you're going to have Aspie as captain, cool. But the only other, we don't have many leaders in our team, so it shouldn't really be up for debate. Thiago Silva needs to be vice captain immediately. Do you know what I mean? There's no contenders for this. So yeah, when Aspie's not on the pitch, I expect Thiago to be captain. He's going to lead regardless, our back line, because no one else would. And yeah, I do want to see Reece James more because I think going into the future where we're trying to go with this team, Reece James going forward, being able to cross the ball in so many different variety of ways is important for obviously creating chances and being an attacking team. Like Rance has been saying, you want an attacking right back, especially in modern football. That's what you're looking to do. And Reece James is just technically superior. Do you know what I mean? I know Aspie's had a great season with assists. He's got assists from left back and whatnot. But from a technical standpoint, if you've watched Reece James enough, Wigan, now Chelsea, the way he takes his crosses, the way that he shoots, the way that you know what I mean? You can see he's got tech. It's just consistency and obviously his defending, his positioning, that kind of stuff. So I do want to see Reece James more often than Aspie, but I respect Aspie needs to play certain games where Reece James is still developing defensively. He needs to improve his positioning, things like that. So I want to see Reece James more, but Aspie will still play. Don't get it twisted, 100%.
Facts, brother. Last but not least, bruv, Lionel Messi, fam. Bruv, did you see the interview?
Oh, bro. I didn't, I missed it. What? Because I swear this dropped. This is the same day. This is yesterday, innit? When Havertz landed, innit?
Bro, it was painful to watch. It was painful to watch because it's like the guy that he brought in to interview him, I don't know. Some of the questions he asked, it was like a bare sympathetic, and it was almost like he asked one of his brethren to interview him. You know them?
Oh, really?
But for me, Messi, I get it, but then I don't get it. You know them, man? Because why do you sign a deal with a 700 million release clause in it anyway? If you sign that deal, you've pretty much agreed, that you're not going nowhere, innit? So Messi said that he's wanted to leave for a while. But if you wanted to leave for a while, why did you sign the contract, bro?
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is with Messi is that they have to agree with him. Like, it's not like you're gonna, we haven't agreed contract terms with Messi, so he's gonna walk out on a free. Bro, if you don't want the 700 million release clause, I'm sure you can say to them, listen, take that shit out of there or I'm not signing. And eventually they will have to listen. Like, you're not going to allow Messi to walk on a free when these negotiations are going on for his previous contract. So if you really didn't want that in there, you could just say, right, listen, lads, I'm not signing no contract with no release clause like that. So take out the release clause. If you want to have it at something realistic, like 200 million or 300, cool. But take out that damn release clause because I'm not signing nothing like that. Simple. That's the end of negotiations. They will have to agree he is that good. So that's the only thing. But I do feel sorry for him in the terms that he wants to leave, and they won't let him because I feel like
I don't because they will let him if someone pays the release clause.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't even expect this, but Barcelona just need to be a little bit. I don't know. He's 33. They need a rebrand anyway. I'm not saying
they could just say, I will accept 150 million.
Not even it's a tough one, you know. Especially
because Neymar went for 200 million, innit? Even though Neymar's younger and that and more marketable and that, but bruv, Messi, 150 million. If you spend 150 million on Messi, you'll make that back the same day on shirt sales.
Yeah, it's true.
So they could have said, yeah, you can go for 150. And honestly, if somebody bid 150 for Messi, they'll probably let him go. So the facts are, bro, Messi signed a contract knowing that the release clause was 700 M's. He's saying that he's wanted to leave for a while, yeah, and he's not happy with the lack of structure at the club. We can see that there's a lack of structure at Barcelona from the signings they've been making for years now. So Messi's saying what we all know. But my thing is, if you know this, Messi, why sign the new deal in the first place? Don't sign it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will come with the argument that, he's done so much for the club, you know.
Doesn't matter. He hasn't done it for free.
You're not lying. From a business perspective, if I'm the director of football at Barcelona and this is my piece, I'm not letting Messi walk out for free. That's too much money going out the door. It just can't happen. Like, there has to be a better negotiation on my side. So I understand where they're coming from. A lot of people say, listen, he's been there for over a decade. He's done everything for that club. Just let him go. You know, Arsenal let Henry go. Chelsea let Hazard go. Man United let Ronaldo go. But I'm afraid the situation is different because you can't actually allow Messi to leave for free. That is a financial
disaster.
It's a disaster, I must say, especially in a pandemic. And you know Barcelona are broke anyway. As much as you can love and respect Messi as a Barcelona chief, you actually cannot allow him to leave for free. You can't.
If he left for free and they couldn't replace him, yeah?
Yeah, suicidal.
Bro, where they finishing next season?
Suicidal. That's suicidal stuff.
Where are they finishing next season if they get rid of Messi? Where?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do want him to leave because I'd love to see him at Man City.
I'd love to see him in the Prem, but
yeah, I want to see him in the Prem. 100%.
I don't care, bruv. Like, Barcelona are not in the wrong here. Like, because if Messi knew he could have left in June, he should have hollered that man in June and said, you know what? Contract's up now. Man, I'm leaving. But he didn't. So that's your business. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got an agent for that reason, blood. They signed the contract. The agent, you have lawyers, you would have read it, you understood the terms. There you go, innit? If it says June in the contract, then in June, man have to chat, innit?
Yeah.
So you didn't chat to man in June. It's too late now, fam.
His contract runs out next year anyway. So I think if he says to them and says, listen, I'm not signing a new contract, I'm leaving this club next summer for free, then Barcelona might say, wow, okay, maybe we do need to sell him for 150 million or something. So he's got something with his contract expiring next summer. It all depends on how serious he is. I know they keep saying he's serious, but I've seen this so many times with Messi that it's going to take. You know, I'm not saying you have to hand in a transfer request, but you got to be serious. Like, if you really are trying to move this summer, then and you need to say you're not signing a new contract next summer. Period. That's gonna change the way this dynamic is right now.
But watch him. What's gonna happen is Messi's gonna say he's not signing a new contract. Eventually, the guy up there, yeah, the president's gonna get sacked, and Messi's gonna sign a new deal. So what he's gonna do? He's not leaving, bro. He don't want to leave. Like, even Messi was like, oh, my family were really upset. My kids didn't want to leave their school. They didn't want to leave their... Bro, he doesn't want to leave Barcelona. This is a chess play from him. This is a power play from him. He's saying, I want to challenge for the Champions League, whatever. He's thrown down the gauntlet now. So now he said to them, I want a challenge, innit? I want you lot to sign younger players. He said it. This is his way of politicizing it and getting what he wants. I do not see Messi leaving Barcelona. Man are saying next season he's going to leave on a free. No, he's not. And even if he could leave on a free, it would mean that Barcelona have another season now to plan a replacement. But I don't believe he goes. I don't believe he goes.
You can't even replace Messi. This is just poor, shocking squad planning from Barcelona for the last 5 years. They've been making stupid deals. Everything from Coutinho and Griezmann down to Prince Boateng and Paulinho. It's been a joke. It's been a travesty. Do you know what I mean? Barcelona's squad planning has been one of the worst in European football for the last few years. You look at the way Bayern Munich have built their team. They've got a whole starting 11 that is, I think, less or the same price as Coutinho was paid for Barcelona. Again, Moussa Dembele spent a whole heap. Again, another player that they haven't been able to keep fit. Their squad planning has been atrocious. Do you know what I mean? It's just been it's been diabolical. So you know what I mean? They deserve everything they're getting. I don't think they can replace him regardless. If he does leave next year on a free, they will be in a decline for a few years. They're not going to recover from this immediately. Because as you can see on their wage bill, Griezmann, Coutinho, they can't offload them, they can't flog them. Dembele, they have put themselves in a whole heap of shit. And it showed when they got rid of Arthur, a very promising midfielder, and brought in Pjanic, who's 32, 33 years old. That showed the position they are in. For a couple million, I think, on top, that just goes to show how fucked they are. So I'm fine with it. I'm fine. Because I'm not really a big fan of Barcelona recently anyway. So the way that they've been moving over the years, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
And the most poignant fact, they've been on the decline since Neymar left, but you man still want to disrespect the kid. Bruv, the season they won the Champions League, Neymar was their best player, bruv, not Messi. But it's all right, innit? But man don't want to respect Neymar. You'll put respect on Neymar's name, because if Neymar was at Barca now, they would have won everything again.
Yeah. Frightening front three it was with Neymar, Suarez, and Messi. It really was unbelievable. And I think now is Suarez going to Juventus, is it?
Yeah. It's done.
It's done, isn't it? Yeah, so.
It's done. I really see they're saying Barca looking to get Depay to replace Suarez, which should be a good signing. You know what I'm saying? So, honestly, bruv, I see Messi getting rid of the politics at the club, and I see Messi staying. I don't see Messi wanting to leave. He's talking about how much he loves the thing. He's talking about his family. Messi ain't going to get up and go nowhere. You think he's going to move his family to England?
Manchester, you know.
Manchester, of all the places in England, not even London. Manchester, nah. It's not happening, bro. For an Argentinian that's got the world at his feet, that's done pretty much nearly won everything, living in sunny Spain, he's not going Manchester. I can't see it. I could never see it. Do you know what I mean? So that's not going to happen, guys. I think Messi gets rid of the president and Messi stays. That's what I think. And he probably signs a new deal with even more money than this. And he'll probably have even more power, more stipulations on who comes in, who doesn't. Messi's just doing a power play, bro. Messi's trying to run the franchise, bro. This is like watching the NBA. He does.
He runs that club.
You know what I mean? So I don't believe Messi goes anywhere, guys. And to be fair, neither does Matisse. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Pipe dream.
Interesting to see.
What it was.
But that's it.
Pipe dream.
There you go, man. Guno watching from Ireland. Where are you lot watching from before we go? Let us know, man. Big up for tuning in. Make sure you slap the like button. Let us know where you're watching from. Make sure, obviously, you go and follow up Matisse on Twitter and Instagram. Socials in the bio anyway. I'm in the description even. But yeah, bruv, let us, man, know where you're going. Man's in Brum, Congo, you know. Come on. Bruv, South Africa, Senegal, blood. Later, Barbados, DC, India, Connecticut, bruv, Namibia, you know, Virginia, bruv, everyone's out here. Birmingham's in the building. Yeah, bruv, Toronto. Oi, big up. Oi, and what about that buzzer beater as well? Hey, Toronto in the house, blood. Now I'm saying Alabama, USA. Come on. I said Tokyo, Manchester, Iowa. That's what I'm saying, bruv. Man are out here, New York City. Man said Clapham. Keep it local and that. Durban, Ilford. That's what I mean, bruv. Man, them are all over the place, man. Curd, yeah. What, Kenya? Bradistan. I don't even know where that is, bruv. Never heard of it, but big up. You get me? Hey, that's where my family are from. Big up Spanish Town. Come on. Amsterdam, Canada. That's what I mean. Jamaica's in the building again. That's what I'm saying. Rants, I see you about Lakers. I told you, man. We're not done yet. You know, man was saying we're going to get swept. Less of that. Less of that. Saudis in the building. Malawi, Mumbai, flipping hell. Albania, Cairo. Yeah, you man are active, bruv. You man are active. Come on. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up you, man. Make sure you follow up the man them. You know what I'm saying? It's already there. Make sure you smash the like, share the vid. Notifications on, guys. Notifications on if you haven't already, bruv. And yeah, tomorrow, I think I got another NBA show tomorrow still. So I'm saying Clippers Lakers final. Leave it out. Bruv, the Lakers ain't got past us yet, bruv. We're 1-0 up. Let man enjoy this. You get me? So big up you, man. Slap the likes, follow the man them. And yeah, we're gonna catch